Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? We back with another episode of Do the Right Swing. It's been a little minute, but we back at it, man. We just had the Masters, so the season is just now officially kicking off. It was an incredible tournament, incredible showing by Rory McIlroy, going back to back. So we wanted to come together and, first kick things off with talking about that, but man, before we get into it, man, how my brothers feeling? How we got my boy ABC, Carl McKinney.
Yeah.
How we
I
doing? How we
love when
doing, man?
Khalid goes into moderator mode. It's a whole different.
Yeah, yeah.
He kicks it to
I'm
like,
cooling, man. Like you said, Masters Week. It's time to work on the yard. Start thinking about your flower. Uh, how you're gonna
right,
lay out the yard.
get my
Put your
azaleas,
grass down.
get my azaleas going.
Right.
Adam, you must have been in
Yeah.
Columbus and saw me out here struggling to get grass growing because that's all I was
Nah, no,
doing.
that's every golfer. That's what we do, man. The weekend of the Masters or week after. All right, now we get to
Right. Let me go ahead
Right,
and cover some of these
right.
brown spots.
it.
Dandelions,
Yeah.
dandelions on Amen
Yeah,
Corner over here at the
Yeah.
McKinney
Yeah.
household.
Right.
it's crazy how they take care of the course, man. I was looking at some Masters video, just like all the different irrigation systems and how they like time it out so the azaleas bloom like during the final group. Like
Hmm.
it's crazy, man. I guess speaking of the Masters and the tradition, outside of Rory, I feel like everything's been kind of said, with Rory and his greatness is elevating. I was trying to kind of get y'all's take on, what about the Masters tradition makes it special, and then like what needs to change, because I feel like a lot of the conversation outside of the actual players was the tradition piece. Like a lot of people were up in arms about Kevin Hart participating in the par three.
Yeah.
The creators need to be a part of the Masters tradition. The viewership, is kind of still very old school, and they're trying to keep that tradition alive, which I think us kind of like long time golfers can appreciate. I think some of the maybe the new people entering the space might want a different product. So I don't know. I was kind of curious to see what y'all thought about that in regards to like keeping the tradition, but also like evolving with the times, right? Um, what y'all think about that?
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. Like I feel like that tournament is well preserved for whatever reason. It almost has kept its this signature look and feel. Just because it doesn't rotate courses, it could be a number of things, but it has a unique like aesthetic as well as a unique look about the whole thing. Like the fact that the celebrification of the Masters of what they deemed it inside the ropes was only for a day, and then every other day it's like you see Blake Griffin and all these other people that are behind the scenes just with everybody because they don't play that. There's no hierarchy there beyond the players and the owners of that course. So like, I think they do a great job of just kind of maintaining a sense of routine around that. Some people may argue against that, but that to me is what makes it special. You don't see a Joker drunk with a green jacket on because they don't let you have the green jackets outside of that course. If you want to rent it, you can rent it, but then you got to give it right back. So they do a good job of preserving what's special about the, uh, the privileged access to that game. It is a very privileged access type of environment, though, which from a growth perspective, you want some celebrity. I want some celebrities there, so people can take note of a different audience can take note of what's going on. Because if it's just the same old, people ain't gonna be interested in looking at tired, dodgy old folks playing golf, or these country club bros who they assume don't have anything in common with themselves playing golf. Like that's kind of what is that's still a barrier in the game, in my opinion. And the Masters doesn't help itself by being such a regarded and protected environment. The tickets are hard to come by. I've entered the lottery every year, like probably every other human who's interested in golf ever and never won. I looked on StubHub, tickets were $4 grand for a Tuesday, Wednesday practice round, went up to 18 grand for a Sunday finish. So like it's
Crazy.
the access piece is tough. I don't know how you fix that, but their app is incredible because I was able to find the schedules and watch all my players and track along with who I was betting on and all that. So like it's a hard one in terms of like there's no silver bullet to fix that. It's just I think the celebrity thing was a I like the introduction to that. I know there's some golf bros, podcast bros that thought it was too much, but like for who? Too much for who? We didn't. Some people don't grow up. They won't grow up until they see a Kevin Hart jump onto it. They won't pay attention until they see a Kelsey bro. So like growing the game looks different for people, and when they can't control it, they might have a problem with it.
Straight up, yeah. ABC.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, man. I live for it. It's a love, but it's not perfect. But I think the tournament it does a great job, even though it's the same course every year. Because I've never played it, but the visuals of Amen Corner and some of those holes, no lead is safe. You've seen the Greg Normans, you know what I mean? Like, so it could go down, you know what I mean? So 6 shots, like all the players knew, like, oh, no lead is safe out
Right,
here.
right,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That's a cool, then like you said, the aesthetic part, like I know links golf is a big part of our game, but like growing up in the Midwest, like Donald Ross and
Yeah,
those type of designs, like I think we love that aesthetic. You know what I mean? I'm a big Bobby Jones fan, so the history of the course, the love hate of it being like when black celebrities that go, they like love it, but then it's like, oh man, we're the help is all you see of us there. You know what I mean?
hmm
Which is cool because I worked in country clubs and those are great paying jobs, but it's kind of a real throwback. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so
hmm
that I saw they advertised the patch a lot for junior golf.
Mm.
So not a
Yes.
lot of tournaments kind of have that give back to like, hey, we have a separate facility and we're going to invest in junior golf in the area.
hmm
But curious to see if that's a real thing or if it's just another fluff thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's see who they hired as director of instruction. What's their programming like for after school and summers?
Hmm.
Are they investing in the kids or is it just a PR thing?
hmm
The celebrity side, I'm cool with it because it's trying to grow it. But I think I love Kevin Hart, love the Kelseys because they represent Northeast Ohio. But I think they're getting in that territory of like overexposure. So I think that's why the hate kind of came because it's like they're just getting constantly picked to do the stuff. And it's like, can we pick somebody else? Like,
Yeah,
is it one
like
PR
low hanging
firm
fruit.
that keeps selecting these dudes? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, who's making that decision?
Exactly.
So that would be my only take. I don't hate on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like,
Yeah.
and then I was bummed because I thought it sounded like they were going to do something special for Tiger. So for his accident to happen, for him not to be there, I was a little bummed about that. But because man, I'll still watch the '97 Masters or some of his major wins to this day. So, dude definitely moves the needle. So,
Yeah, man.
but good tournament. I loved it. I watched it. You know what I mean?
I was glued
So
Thursday. I was glued on Wednesday. Shoot.
Man, it
yeah,
was a great
corporate America for workers got to be like for golfers is like we got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, Playboy.
The best thing that happened to remote work and the worst thing that happened at the same time. Why are all our
straight up.
packets being demolished? I wonder what the content delivery network guys look like. What that looks like? Does it like tip the scales in terms of people streaming extra during the day? I wonder what that traffic would look like.
Right, right, right,
That's
right.
funny.
Man. Shout out to the Masters for the app. Like I feel like
It's so
the
good.
Masters app is like next
It's the
level, man. I
standard.
didn't realize
Yeah.
you can actually like watch every shot of
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
player. I'm
yeah.
like,
It's like who's recording that?
crazy.
Like, where's that data
Right.
layer? That's
Yeah,
You know?
man.
incredible, man.
IBM baby. That's 80 data centers right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. And shout out to
color
Roger. I
communication.
watched a little Roger segment. I don't know if you guys caught
I
any of
missed his
him.
segments. It was in the morning, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Ledbetter's daughter
It
Okay.
was good.
teaming up. Yeah,
Yeah, I
he does
try to
his thing. I
support it. Yeah.
missed
Yeah.
the segment, but I know he does his thing,
Yeah.
uh, hosting and yeah, like you guys said. I mean, I love the Masters. I kind of fell off from watching it year over year once Tiger had his slump, but now that I'm back into watching it, making it a ritual, it definitely gets you into that golf spirit,
Hmm.
especially like after like I went to go play Monday like 6 a.m. because I was that thirsty, after watching it. It's just like you get that
You had the Dr.
inspiration,
Ross
man.
windbreakers on. You had to get that. It had to
You know
be
what I'm
cold out
saying?
there in the shine. Maybe not.
Bruh, I'm gonna send you a video. It's literally raining. I'm still out
Let's
there
go.
He's
like
out there
That's
grinding.
Bridgeview days. Let's go.
yeah, but yeah, love the tournament. To y'all's point about the creators, like I think it's just an evolution of where we at. We in an attention economy. Um, golf is struggling with ratings and things like that, and so I think they did pick kind of the most obvious
Right.
choices with Kevin Hart and Kelsey. I feel like they could have picked some people who had a little bit more nuanced communities, but the Masters is the Super Bowl of golf, so you got to kind of pick those big
Right.
names,
Right.
bring the eyeballs in. I think it did what it was supposed to do. Um, and yeah, I just love the course, the Masters course. I feel like it's proven over time that it could defend itself and challenge the best players in the world. Um, yeah, man, I'm hoping we can get that media pass, one day, one of these days, and get out there, do the right swing, force them on a Monday after the Sunday.
Dude, I'm trying playing that thing, man. I'm gonna win the mid am in about
Let's
You know what I'm
3 years,
go.
saying?
Let's
man.
go. Right.
Get it, get it. Again, we're gonna earn our stripes there. But yeah, man, I love the tournament. In regards to Rory, though, what did y'all think? You know about his performance and
Man.
kind of like, yeah, man, back to back master. That's crazy. Like,
First 2 days
where
he
do we
looked like
put
he
him?
had. The first 2 days he looked like he had the cheat code to golf. I
Right?
was looking like old vestiges of some of those Tiger runoffs, runaways, like 67, 65, was it? Day one, day two,
That
and
yeah.
then keeping and
That's
then having coming in as a defending champ. Was just thinking about what his headspace is going to be like, just having won one before. He looked loose the whole time. Even when he was struggling, he didn't look stressed, which is a difference. Like he
yeah.
looked, like Adam, you called this out in our group chat about him saying he was in flow state basically the second day. He was like, man, I'm just
Hmm.
swinging free and, you know, seeing what's in front of me and executing on that. And that kind of stuff you hear from people that are like at that elite level. So it sounded like it was his to lose, and it sounded like he was in control of his game and even in control of when it was in a downturn, he was still in control, which is saying a lot. Scheffler did a Scheffler thing, which is like you can't ever count him out. I thought he was washed after the first 2 days,
Crazy.
and then comes back
Right.
in his solo second or whatever he was, or what did he end up?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
solo
think
second.
so.
He's
Second, yeah.
bugged out. It's just like the guy is peaking right again at the right time to go on a major run. So I think it's going to be him and Rory on some kind of major hunt this year, just based on the way their games look. I had a half dozen
Yeah.
other people that I was tracking, like Batia. I still feel like he's past due to do something really special at a major. Shoffley, Oberg. I feel like he's got all the markings to be a stud in majors. It's just like putting it all together. Jake and Knapp. Those are the dudes that kind of were in the back of my head. But
Like
like
that.
the live
Mhm.
dudes didn't really show up, which was also interesting. I thought they were going to be a little more contentious. Hatton was doing something, and then something happened. But like
Patrick Reed. I think
Yeah,
Reed, yeah,
Patrick
Reed,
Reed was
Reed,
up.
Reed. Let me take
yeah.
that back because Reed somehow is like the elite wedge. His wedge game is too elite.
Yeah, and he won, I think, twice on the DP World Tour or something like that
Yeah,
already.
And Kepka
back
was
to
up
back.
there. So let me not carte blanche say Liv didn't show up like they did last year, but there was something off about the host writ
Yeah.
large the live group. But yeah, man, to your question about Rory, that I think he might go on a major hunt this year, which would be dope to see. Like just go ahead and run up a couple and get him and Scheffler kind of sparking against each other. That would be an interesting thing to see. I don't know what you guys
You
think.
can see it on his face. You can see he got his swag back. You know what I'm saying? He got the
Yeah,
little
yeah,
Rory bounce strut back. Like, he was kind of trying to be humble in the acceptance speech, but you could tell he was like, this wasn't a fluke, bro. I can really do
Right.
this.
He's
Like
like, you
I'm
see
on.
my mom's
I'm that
custom
dude.
bag?
Yeah.
My mom got me on her bag. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, man, I love how he kept his composure, and it's I love comeback stories. Like I feel like people were starting to write Rory off because he wasn't able to close the
Right.
deal at the Masters for so many years. But now that he's got the monkey off his back, you can tell that the stress has kind of gone away. He's got the shine back, and people are showing him love again, which is huge in golf. Just because golf is such a mental sport. You put so much pressure on your swing and
Hmm.
uh, making every shot. So I think now that he's got that pressure off, he's just like you said, swinging free. Um, it's gonna be exciting to see him and Scotty go back and forth because I feel like Scotty's been swinging free for a while, and now they can both kind of just kind of go at it, one and two. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I think one of them are probably most likely going to get another major this year. Um, we'll see, man. I think Rory's definitely got the game to go on a run. So it'll be dope to see like somebody kind of bring that Tiger energy back. Like I think Scotty's dominance was Tiger-ish, but his personality isn't really like that. Um, and even Rory's a little, he's not Tiger obviously, but he has that dog in him a little bit more, or he expresses himself a little bit more for the people. So I think that would be good for golf to see
Hmm.
like Rory going, you know, run. We'll see, man. We'll see.
No, I'm a big Rory fan. He's humble, comes from humble beginnings, and that shows in his personality. And like I said in the group chat too, like when he finishes and you got competitors, European, American, staying to congratulate him, other players' wives, other caddies,
Right. Right.
other
Hmm.
The
agents,
reputation
like
is
so that don't happen to everybody.
right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
For,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
and for you to be the top one of the top dogs, and you're that humble to be respected like that,
Right.
that's pretty
Right.
rare.
Yep. The wine.
Yeah, he was like talking. I think the stat was like he was maybe like 54 out of 55 in driving accuracy over the weekend or something like that.
Wow.
But after one of the first or second round, he was like, "Yeah, I'm not putting that much pressure. If I hit in the trees, it's okay, not a big deal." I'm like,
Hmm.
"Okay, that's
That's
different."
different. That's different.
And then they said on the coverage, he was like, for the 2 weeks leading up or 3 weeks, like he was dropping his daughter off to school, getting on the jet, and playing Augusta.
Flying up and playing and then flying back and picking her up from school.
So that's a pretty solid ROI on that
Right.
PJ, especially with
Right.
jet fuel.
Whatever the fuel costs are, he made four and a half billion on the
Right.
purse.
Right, right. So, and then in like the green jacket dudes, you could tell they had a personal relationship with him. And I
Hmm.
think Jimmy Dune, so that was the guy who was negotiating the LIV PGA Tour. So this dude's like a super power player, scratch handicap, member at Seminole, and you know what I mean? Like, so it's like a power player, power broker. So he was one of the guys. So I'm like, was Jimmy kind of coming up with Rory and showing him, hey, don't hit it here, that type of
That's
stuff.
cool.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I'm glad he got the lefts in the third round because that's like Rory's.
That's
That's when he falters, right?
right. That's his.
It's
That's his
like,
miss. The miss he doesn't want to see.
yeah, that quick left where Scotty can,
Getting
that
swapped.
cut is a little easier to manage, but once you start getting quick lefts, it's like hang on
Yeah.
for dear life. So I'm glad he kind of got that in the third round, not the fourth round, and was able to correct it going
Hmm.
into the final round. But no, it was a great leaderboard, man. So that's the only thing I really asked for, and big Rory fan. So shout out to the homie
The
because
the wine list at the dinner.
yeah.
I guess wasn't too humble. I remember that seemed to be a topic.
Well, he got taste, and then there's a GQ article about his family's watches.
Oh, he's got a
I guess
different
they're
level watch
rocking some
collection.
timepieces. Yeah, they were rocking some
That's what I'm
timepieces, I
saying. It's
guess.
like I love I love
See
that. He's
that?
earned every bit of it. But that whole the
Yeah,
I
definitely.
was listening to the Golf Channel guys and one morning talking about I paid and got the the meal and but I didn't pay for that wine list or whatever. I didn't pay and
Yeah,
grab some
yeah,
of those
yeah.
those glasses that he was serving because it was just like a next level thing. But like I yeah, the humble piece is also interesting because you don't see him ever. I just never have seen him do somebody dirty like another celeb. Like somebody would just kind of shovel, ignore or push away or not take a question or just be flippant. He's had moments, but like they're few and far between.
Yeah, when I caddied out there for a short time span, I'm just a fill-in, and it was like Rory, Ricky, Billy Horschel, and VJ,
Nicest dudes.
and Harris English. But Rory was one that like initiated, like came up, shook my hand, looked me in the eye, and was basically like, "Hey, I'm Rory. Good job on what you're doing out here, man." And it's
Nice.
like, damn, bro, appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
but you ain't got to do that. You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
man going under the rope, dapping me up, and then my brother and sister-in-law right there, like, oh shit, like, so guys out there they don't do that. So for him to treat me that way, and you can kind of see it on TV, like he's a real one.
Yeah, yeah. I heard great things about J Day too. I was hoping he made a run, but it was good to see
Right,
his name
right.
in that.
Yeah. So similar, it seems like coming from humble beginnings, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think it's kind of character can be
Right.
sharpened a little bit.
Humility.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Shout out to the lads. Let us get a battle against
Come
the
on,
lads
lad.
at the little part three
You know where they at? New Albany. Where you at?
somewhere over there, Westerville, New Albany, somewhere on that cusp.
Today, if you listening, the Bridgeview crew, man,
So,
we gotta welcome you in. You gotta check in with us. You can't be moving from this. Not
We the
checking in.
OGs of the Columbus Golf.
you
You
gotta
know what I mean?
you gotta check in. It's insane, but fun. It's great. You gotta check in.
uh, Shoot, man. Speaking of checking in, well, I guess this ain't really the best segue, but live golf, man. Live golf. Not getting any more
Might check
checks. It
out.
sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
they about,
It's so bad,
uh,
dude.
headline: Live is getting their funding cut by PIF. And yeah, it sounds like the future of Live is in the air. I know we've talked about it several times on the pod around like what Live could do to improve his product, but sounds like the money's running dry. I don't know. What do y'all guys think about the situation, the stranded players on Live? Could they come back, make something happen on tour or DP tour or something? I don't know.
I just thought of that Stringer Bell gif where his like I want you to put the word back out on the street. We back up. Like the PGA Tour, the PGA Tour has got to be just like I try to tell you, this is not the
Right?
product. And it wasn't even like it wasn't the product. It was just something about how it was done was just like very non-collaborative. I wasn't. No one is in those meetings to know how they tried to approach it initially, but the rollout was very like us versus them, and that zero sum mentality and it under the guise of trying to grow the game is weird to me. It just always never felt like there was true alignment. Advertisers, sponsors, the playback, the TV deals, none of it just felt like it was sequenced in a way that made it really cut through the noise. And the noise was just in comparison to the PGA Tour, so it never really stood on its own. We talked about it. I yeah, man. If that's a wrap, my question is like, what happens to the people that don't have the reinstatement path that those three or four players that it was scripted around are able to get? Like, do they have to go back through the Corn Ferry and requalify? Can they? It's like HV3 out there forever. Is Bubba out there forever and just can't, you know, make his way back to professional golf? That would be a tragedy. So I'm just curious about what those folks get to do because they're still generational talents. It's like if it's Roger Federer walking away from the ATP and he's playing like league games, he still should be able to find a way back to the pro tennis circuit, even if he went and did something else in Asia for 2 years. Like it doesn't make sense. So ultimately, like that hurts the game if these people just these guys continue to exist on these islands alone. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, man. For me, it's like even as good of a product as a XFL was. You know what I mean? Like at least the NFL was like, all right, y'all had some good concepts. We're going to
take
take some of
some
these camera angles and
right.
get the wires up here. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know what we will take away from Live.
What was
It's like
compelling?
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like again, who's making these decisions? You know what I mean? Like y'all don't real have culture people or something that can really move it forward or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
try to probably bring guys like Wyatt who probably have game and could win or place, you know what I mean? But
Right.
just different ideas. It was too wacky. It was whack, man. I tried to watch it twice, I think, but
Yeah.
it's like money can't buy culture or money can't buy taste,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you had a perfect pathway to disruption, but you just had the wrong decision makers in place. Because I think the three of us could have developed a better competitive league to the PGA Tour than what they did at LIV.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
You can always smell when it's a money grab. You know what I mean? And like it was a money grab on both sides. It was like money grab for the players and the money grab. It was a culture grab really for the investors. Um, but yeah, you can't buy culture. You can't buy tradition and prestige and all the stuff that comes with the PGA Tour that they tried to come in and kind of disrupt. I will say that Live kind of proved there is like global demand for golf, in these other countries, whether it's, South Africa or Australia, they had a lot of, of people come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it did prove, from a event standpoint that people want to see good players, play good golf. Um, but from a product standpoint, I feel like it was just all over the place and kind of wasn't able to like reel you in week to week. Like there wasn't a storyline. The team aspect seemed like it was cool, but the way they, built the teams, like I had no connection to any team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Unless
yeah, yeah.
I was like following like one of the players. Like the only team I know is Bryson, like the Crushers, because he's on YouTube,
Yeah.
golf all the time. So I don't think they did a good job like branding the teams very well. And yeah, I think Saudi, obviously there's a war going on and, Saudis are likely, putting their efforts elsewhere, um, to protect their funds. And, it's a lot of shit going on. So
Yeah.
it's not surprising that, the funding is getting cut.
I have a question.
I think people kind of saw it coming. So
Do you guys think the
yeah.
same outcome would be holding to the Live Tour had Greg Norman not been the initial CEO or go-to-market person?
No, I mean that strategy was bad. You know, his strategy of like trying to be like the president.
Like if it was a Faldo or something, do you think it would have been the same outcome?
No, because I think the product was still bad. I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
and PIF has done had great investments. You know, with the American companies they invest in, like F1. Like I became a fan of F1 from the Netflix series,
Mm-hmm.
and now I kind of pay attention to it. And I think they just like invested into it, had some races. I don't know how the economics work there, but it was like it would almost be if like they took that 5 billion and invested it into the PGA Tour. So now you're kind of supercharging the PGA Tour and then not making like a competitive F1 league. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It had to.
But I think like but it goes back to growing the game the right way. Like what could we have done with $5 billion in terms of growing the game?
Crazy.
We could produce LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Steph Curry of golf. And that's what's going to drive, you know what I mean? Like, that's to my point of the PJ Tour still looking like the 1950s NBA.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how would the playoff ratings be if that's how it looked?
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimately, there was like no compelling storyline because they already got. You knew they got a bag to go over there, so they're not playing for anything other than what?
Yeah, it felt like a scramble. Like, hey, I'm gonna get paid
Exactly.
300 million to go play
It felt
10
like
scrambles
a
a year.
scramble from 54 holes with some shorts on, listening to Future on the first tee box. Like
Right. With some paid
it's not
It
crowd.
kind of
compelling. It's just not compelling,
Yeah.
dog. As much as you want it to be, it's just not.
Right.
And 5 billion ain't gonna get you there. It's like Smack DVD says,
Five
you
Billy.
can't copy respect. Smack. Shout out to Smack DVD. You can't copy respect, bro. Smack knew.
back new, man.
Yeah, $5 billion.
That's
Great. It's
crazy.
Come
crazy.
on, son.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's a lesson though. I mean, especially nowadays where attention is everything. Like you can't really buy attention. Like you can pay for ads and pay for influencers and creators to like give you a little bit of attention, but when you want to build a sustaining product or brand, like money's not going to buy that. You know what I mean? Like you got to build community, you got to build tradition, you got to like tap in with the local. Like I don't even know if they were doing anything with the local communities that they were playing, events at, which I think is a huge part of golf. Like you need to like build those relationships, with the actual like people
Yeah, in the
on the ground.
community. Yeah.
Yes.
Like one story about Bryson showing up to a food pantry on a Monday before the tournament. One, just even the
And,
sniff of like, I'm out here in the community. I'm
Yeah.
donating this to this kid. These all these kids get a year membership at this muni.
that'd have been an easy,
To Adam's point, we could
field.
have done that in a heartbeat. I can trick off 5 billion before you even know it. I gotta be honest. I've already thought
It's like,
about what
Give
I.
us a tenth. Give us 1/10 of that.
right.
We we would
You just get
we
one
would be
bill.
changing the game forever, you know?
You know,
This is like, yeah, what
crazy,
we
man.
even talk about for real?
Yeah.
But do they want that though? You know what I mean? Like that's
I mean,
Yeah.
they say they do, but like, I guess it's like, what are your actions and what are the incentives for you to, like, they weren't. What they should have done is like put a number on how much they were going to grow it by, and that pay was based commensurate on that. Like there's ways to make the incentives line up with what they say they want. It's easy to say
yeah.
after I get 200 million, I'm going to grow the game with no real reason
Yeah.
as to how and why. Bryson's YouTube is doing numbers though. Like you can't front him for trying and being out in the arena doing things. So I never fault him for that.
Oh no, no, not at all to the
I'm
players.
not
If
faulting
anybody
any of the
came up to you
players.
and said, "Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you 100 times your salary in 2 years,"
I don't
I'm
fault the
not faulting
players.
him. I'm
nah,
not
man, I'm
faulting
gonna
them.
do it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I'm.
That game is stress. Period.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
don't blame the players at all. But no, hopefully they're able to find a home, or if Liv, continues through the season. Hopefully they'll be able to come back next season. But we'll see. We'll see. It's you know, I think there's always opportunity in chaos, as they say. So
Yeah.
we'll see what the PGA Tour wants to do with all this talent, man. But man, the next topic of the day is our brother Tiger, man, our big brother Tiger going through it a little bit. Unfortunately had another accident since our last episode. Fortunately, he was okay. No further injuries, at least what we know. But, I think we, should give him a little encouragement, or like if y'all was to, have any words for our brother as he's, kind of recovering, what could we say to give him some inspiration? Because I know he's not done in his mind. I know he's not done. Still wants to contribute. Still wants to compete and be out here. And I think what Gary Player was saying at the Masters, about him being in pain and trying to manage his pain is a real thing. And some of it is self inflicted. Like he's done a lot of stuff over the course of his career that has contributed to his injuries, but
Yeah.
uh, but we all human, and to be the goat, you got to be a little bit crazy. So, I think there's something to it in regards to like giving them another chance, or either even just some more support to get them through this stage. I don't know what y'all think. I'm just kind of rambling, speaking from the dome, but what y'all think about it?
Adam, what you got, bro?
When somebody's like addiction or someone's life comes into play, I kind of stop the slander. You know what I mean? And my immediate thought was like, I want him to be healthy. And being a dad, you go to his kids. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
man, you don't want to see. So I don't even want to talk about that. But like, it was more like empathizing with him and wanting him to get healthy because we all want him to succeed. And I know there's a lot of pressure out there, but I think he's going to be the GOAT because he's going to do a Ben Hogan, man. He's going to go through 3 tragic accidents.
and then
and
come
come
back.
back and win. And yeah, and win two
Repeat.
majors.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean? So it's like I still will not bet against this man.
Never.
You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
That's what
Ever.
I've learned. You know what I mean? Like that's the story. That's what's going to get golf back on the map. Is Tiger
Yeah.
going to come back and win two more majors or three? Like
Jack.
Ty Jack
And just put all that
Hijack
nonsense
it,
to the
with
man.
best.
rebuilt body. You know what I mean? Because come on, man, when you embarrassed, you going through some stuff. What do you want to do?
You want
I
to
want to
find
go straight to the golf
you want to
course.
go
You
out
know what
there
I
and
mean?
yeah, you want to go out there and show somebody.
And you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so I'm
Yep.
not betting that. I think he's gonna come back, man. He's gonna be the Phoenix.
Hey,
I like that
I'm
image.
hoping for it.
They man, you guys have said it all. I just was it's tragic to think that he's still dealing with these demons. And you just think about somebody who's gone through multiple things and they're still trying to find or chase or run or hide or seek. It's like you got on the outside he's got everything. Money, success, fame, celebrity, whatever, all these superlatives, but like there's something that's missing, which is unfortunate, and finding that through something. So trying to find that through an external thing is rough. Like I pray he gets rooted in his faith. I pray and that he finds like something that completes that piece of him that is being swallowed up by whatever that is. But like I'm glad he's out there getting help. I'm glad he's out in a different location, can kind of be in a different environment and completely be disconnected from the news cycle and noise of the media here because we don't know what he's been. You know, I've never had one surgery, let alone 20 or whatever the number is. Like it's just like a constant barrage on your body, on top of being a celebrity, on top of having fallen from grace, on top of having built yourself back up. It's like, yo, can't nobody talk to him other than get a
Yeah.
driver. Like that's the obvious thing, but like he been done known that. So what is it really about?
Right. Yeah. I think that's why the golf community has a level of empathy for Tiger when he goes through the situations. And I feel like the outside of golf, you probably see Tiger going through it again. You're like, oh man, what the heck is doing it again? But I think when like the grind that he went through. He lost his father at a young age, the surgeries, the mental grind, all that compounded is a lot of fucking pressure, man. It's just
Yeah,
like,
the Michael Jackson.
yeah, it's like combustible. He's been famous since he was, 3 years old. Um, so I do think he's looking for an escape and some healing from the surgeries. And it's not uncommon. Like you look at athletes who go like wrestlers and
For
boxers and
sure.
football players, who take painkillers and end up getting addicted uh to those things. It's like that happens all the time. So it's not like Tiger's an isolated, situation. It's just he has more of a microscope on him, and um, so yeah, unfortunately he's in the spotlight, all the time. He's the face of golf still after 25, 30 years. Still the face of golf, like he still brings in ratings, and so
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate he has to be in the spotlight for these dark moments. But like you said, Adam, I think he still wants to compete. Like I know he's going to try to come back at some point, and he probably, at this point, maybe it's the senior tour um, to make things a little more easy on him. But yeah, we pulling for you, bro. We pulling for you, big dog. Hopefully you, get the help you need, get the therapy, take a trip to Bali or something, man. Get it all out and come back stronger, bro. So I'm pulling for you, man.
Yeah, one thing I guess y'all gotta keep me is like when you make it, man, your circle can't be paid employees, man. I think that's kind of been the recipe for disaster a little bit, you know.
Yeah, yeah, no. I'm not worried about us though. I know everybody, every single one of y'all's moms. They ain't about to let you go out here and like what you talk about. No, you can't escape that. You know that
Yeah,
ass is on the block. You know, the
right.
moment you
And
start.
if you work for Billy, y'all seen Pulp Fiction, right?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
gosh. Yeah.
well,
We talk. Yeah.
The wolf, you know what I mean? Like you work for Billy, you ain't got the wolf on speed dial.
right,
Hey
right.
man, this is the
We
situation.
just
All right.
ain't no questions asked. It's just execution mode. That's it. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about that for any
yeah.
of us. It's too. Yeah. This is yeah for sure.
Just like, man, we gotta the chaperone. Where's the chaperone at, man? Where's
What's
Yeah,
the
crazy
yeah.
is what
Come
you
hang with
said is
practical?
us,
like
man.
yeah we'll drive you could ride around in a 2016 Prius Tiger.
Come on, man. Come. We tee it up. Have a good
You know what I'm
time.
saying?
We ain't gonna. We ain't. I'm not on. No social media involved. Just come kick
Right.
it with the homies.
But you
Yeah,
said it,
man.
Khalid. Like, what would it feel like to be representative of your entire profession? You. So you make any decision, you make any wrong move, and everybody who views this thing views you as making an impact on it. It's like I wouldn't even understand what that
Yeah,
feels like. There's only a few people in the
yeah.
history of the
Laughing
world.
at every joke. Laughing at every joke and all. You know what I mean? Like it's gotta be weird, man. Since he was like, however old, just traveling to the best locations on Earth, being treated like a king. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a different reality from
Yeah.
everybody else. So
The
yeah,
LeBron
man.
anom, isn't that what Kanye said?
LeBron and yeah, exactly.
It's hard to stay humble when you stunting on a jumbotron.
I listen to Bully. I can't help it. That's on me.
The joint is kind of hard. I ain't
Oh,
gonna lie.
okay. I
Like
was gonna say, don't leave me out there alone. I was like, am I the only one? Dang.
I can't lie.
Nah, they said 1 million people try to buy tickets to the LA shows.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, from a musical standpoint, like Kanye, he's always going to be able to deliver a hit
Exceptionally there.
or
Right, right. The
you know what I
formula.
mean?
He's got the formula.
He knows
Yeah,
how to do what.
yeah.
Still doesn't, take back what he said. What he said about multiple communities and wearing KKK
MAGA hats.
yeah, hoods and all type of
Yeah, keep
wild
running
shit that
them
he's
up.
done.
Run them up. What do you say about Harriet Tubman, Auntie Harriet? He
Yeah,
talk about everybody.
the wild boy.
Wow, boy.
Yeah,
Wow,
and
boy.
try talking, and then try like okey doke it off. My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, my
you know
bad.
what I'm saying, right?
I was tripping.
I
In
was
the
I was
written
tripping.
off my
statement.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a little corporate, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then again, man, those two dudes, like, they lost a parent that they're very close to. You know what I mean? I don't think
That was their
we
ground. That
haven't
was
been
their
in that
gravity.
situation.
For real. I feel like
Yeah,
that
we
just
haven't been in that situation, so we can't
yeah,
judge. You know what I mean?
yeah.
yeah,
Like what if you lose gravity? What do you act like if gravity isn't a thing anymore? Joker's gonna
Yeah.
be trying to fly around. That's what they're doing. That was like their grounding force.
mhm,
So I feel for him, man.
sure, man. See what Kanye is gonna do on this tour. Um, I guess to round things out before we get out of here, man, another celebrity entering the golf space. Our boy Bron, another Ohioan out here making waves quickly on the golf scene. We saw him on Bob Does Sports recently. Played a whole round. I think he played
Was
a,
it
I think he
nine
played
holes? Yeah.
9 hole scramble. Yeah. Um, I got to check out most of it. I thought it was cool, man. You could tell he was definitely in his comfort zone and like was, conversing with the guys and those guys. The Bob Does Sports crew is real chill, pretty laid back. But I thought Bob did a good job of like asking them questions and then just getting out the way,
Yeah.
and just kind of letting them talk and getting that golf cart talk out of them. So I think LeBron's gonna be great for the game. Obviously, he's just getting started, so it's not even worth kind of criticizing or looking at the actual playing part. Um, but from a attention standpoint, like I don't know, did y'all get a chance to check out the episode, or what do y'all think about Bron entering the space? What could he do for the game for Ohio? Maybe he's coming back to Cleveland next year. I don't know. We'll see. Have to
I
connect
watched
with.
a bit of it when the night it came out because we were chatting about it, and I thought it was it's interesting seeing him in that environment because he's like so much more of a way more Midwest than he comes across as. He's way more just like shit talk and like just chopping it up in a way that was familiar. That's how we grew up around brothers that talk like just us talking with older men like that and just kind of like shooting the dozens and just and way more keyed in too. Like asked about one of the dude's recent sons and asked about FP and said he looked great in the weight loss thing. So like he's tapped into that world, which was also surprising to them. You could tell they were tripping. Like I
Yeah.
can't give my son anything better for his birthday than LeBron shouting him out on a pod. So like it's a he's just like a he's really good in terms of like reading the room and like paying attention to like those details. The game, Joker needs some help though, but like that's coming. We might have to do the right swing on that analysis on that swing. No, I'm joking. It's coming.
Yeah.
Like Bronny and him they've been working on that thing because it's amazing to see what he used to swing like to what he's swinging like now, and in a couple more years, I could see him busting like a 10, if not better, handicap easily.
Hand-eye coordination and the
Athleticism,
ground force.
Yeah, he's an athletic genius too. So
Right.
yeah, just off the charts.
yeah, no, I mean I love it, man. I knew it was a matter of time, and like you said, being an Ohio boy, and I want him to experience black golf though, because it's like the barbershop or like a black family reunion or black church.
Right, right.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing, but it's a little different, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's a little
See, what I
different.
thought is, I
yes,
thought he already experienced black golf. I feel like he's already been in those kind of
yeah, he's
environments.
doing it with his boys, and it seems
Exactly,
like he's got one boy that introduced because his homie here caddied at Firestone. So I think
exactly.
he's getting them into it, but like kind of how we were. But no, I love it,
I
man.
think it's good that he did Bob too, because they're more like the common man's path to the
Yeah,
YouTube world. Whereas Grant
and
is
I
kind
think
of like
for
elite
us,
right now. Grant is kind of keying on a different level.
yeah, good for him. And I think for us, I was thinking of a segment of like why I play golf. So you ask the celebrities like the President Obama, LeBron, Steph,
Yeah,
all these people from different facets of life, like why do they play or why they enjoy it? And I think you'll get like common denominators because that's like how do we get black youth involved or wanting to
right,
play?
right.
If you show them a video of 100 of our segments, and they just come in for 5-10 minutes or whatever, and explain their reasoning, and you see 100 successful black people or whatever, from presidents to professional athletes, attorneys, doctors, judges, whatever. Why do you play or why do you love it? And they all are kind of saying the same thing. You know, that's got to click in some kid's head. Like, oh man, if all these hyper successful people are listing out qualities they benefit from this game, maybe I should do it.
Yeah,
It's almost like running or working out or
right,
meditating.
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
The efficacy rate for these people is so high. What they have in
right.
common? Oh, this game. Why is that? All these
Yeah,
reasons. Well, hey,
right,
I need involved. Yeah.
let me go
Yeah.
ahead and align myself with some of those things.
right.
Mhm. I feel like Brian he probably even noticed that too of like why he should get into the game at a later stage. He's like, man, all my boys is playing,
Yeah,
trying to get me in this whole time. Like I'm about to retire soon, so I might as well, get in this circle. And as an investor himself, like I'm sure he's probably meeting all type of other billionaires, on the
of
course.
course. Losing out on opportunities.
Right? Yeah, he's losing out, so he's trying to be on his Jordan swag now.
And for
With it.
athletes, though, the ones that play golf, like the ones that are top of their sport are golfers, like quarterbacks,
Yep,
pitchers, the best shooters in the world, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hockey
Yeah.
players,
just go down the
baseball
list. Hi,
players.
Wayne Gretzky. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
this is Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this
Right.
is their crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
translates? Why are you know what I mean? It's almost like if you got a Giannis who struggles at the free throw line. Hey man, come work on your putting. I think that's mentally will translate
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
into
Settle your nerves down and kind of give you a
right. Yeah,
routine.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
That's a good point. That's a great point. Yeah, I can see it becoming like a part of mental training for all athletes, across
That's
sports.
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Getting into golf, like party or like psychological training.
yeah. Off season training. Yeah,
Tight, man. It's cool, man. I think LeBron is probably gonna be the first of many athletes to continue like taking that path to playing golf after retirement. are, later in their
Mm-hmm.
professional career. So I could just can see it continuing, like all the other players, like you were saying, that's at the top of their profession. Yeah, man. Hopefully we get them out to the course, man. Bring in the champions or something.
Right,
Get
right.
That'd be
the crew.
crazy.
We sneak you through the apartments so you don't have to see everybody.
Exactly, man.
Right.
You got the
Starting back on the
aisles,
par five. Starting back on what is that, five? Yeah. Along the
right?
trees. It will
Exactly,
be
man.
like that. There's been like not a lull, but like it was Jordan in terms of high performance in NBA, went transition to golf, and then that became kind of earmark, and then Curry, and then Braun is
Mhm.
going to be, I think, that next version of that. So who comes after him, I don't know, but it'll definitely be there's like a flag in the sand now in terms of golf
Yeah.
being cool
Yeah.
for this
I think
generation of
Serena is
talent.
getting her daughter into it.
Mhm.
Olympia.
Yeah.
That's gonna
So
be
if it's
crazy,
like, because
dude.
she lives down there, and one of her properties is Jupiter.
That's gonna be crazy, dude.
So it's like you imagine a Williams DNA getting into golf. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
gonna be insane.
Crazy.
It might be over with, you know. That might be,
yeah,
but they
LPGA will have higher ratings than the PGA Tour.
like talk
Right.
about that whole Sabri Pac funnel. That funnel on that is gonna
Yeah,
be
right.
crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I gotta run, y'all. I gotta.
Man, that wraps it up. That wraps it up, man.
I'm
But
about to get in my Khalid
another
bag. Another
class
episode, classic. It's like, no,
episode. You want to close us out? Close us out,
nah,
Carl,
this is
man.
that's you, man. You got it. I always just love to see you transition. Yo, yo, yo. You know,
I get back into my DJ mode. I used to DJ on 107.5 back in the day,
in
man.
Did
Columbus,
you?
Yeah.
bro.
I did not
What?
know that.
Yeah, bro. Like that was my post college, like part time. I was doing a little dabbling in the DJ
You,
on air
That's dope.
personality.
you the we the sound for real. You the
Y'all the
OG
most
we the sound.
hyphenated dudes ever, man.
Live a million lives out here.
Yo,
Bro.
listen,
But
that's amazing, man.
nah, man. We appreciate y'all joining us for another episode. Get this one live ASAP. And until next time, man, tune in with us on all our socials, on Instagram, TikTok, Do the Right Swing. We got more content coming at you way. And yeah, man. Love y'all, brothers.
Yeah, love you too, bro.
Peace.
Peace.
Love you
Cool,
too.
man.
Peace.
Peace.